Psalm 102 verses 14 to 16 points directly to Christ's second coming and his restoration of Zion. Verses 14 through 16 reads, "Surely your servants find pleasure in her stones and feel pity for her dust, so the nations will fear the name of the Lord and all the kings of the earth, your glory. For the Lord has built up Zion, he has appeared in his glory." Jesus tells us that there is coming a day of restoration for Israel, and its appearance reflects from a time period mentioned in Luke 21:17-24, when Jesus foretold, "You will be hated by everyone because of my name, but not a hair of your head will be lost. By your endurance gain your lives." When you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, then recognize that its desolation has come near. Then those in Judea must flee to the mountains. Those inside the city must leave it, and those who are in the country must not enter it, because these are days of vengeance to fulfill all the things that are written. Woe to pregnant women and nursing mothers in those days, for there will be great distress in the land and wrath against this people. They will fall by the edge of the sword and be led captive into all the nations, and Jerusalem will be trampled by the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. We are currently in the times of the Gentiles. Revelation 11:15. Those Israelites, who profess to be servants and friends of God, their faith is substantiated in the mind of the psalmist. Wherever God has scattered them, he will visit them and place in their heart an awakened interest and sincere desire to manifest their love for Zion, where the dust of his tabernacle on Mount Zion lay windblown and indistinguishable. They ardently will begin to desire its restoration to its former splendor and sight of his glory. Even now, God creates a strong desire among the Hebrews to return to Zion and to their homeland. The prophecies found in these following three passages that were composed while Israel was still wandering in the desert under Moses are astounding. We read in Leviticus 26:33, "But I will scatter you among the nations, and I will draw a sword to chase after you. So, your land will become desolate, and your cities will become ruins." This is confirmed in Deuteronomy 28:64-65, "Then the Lord will scatter you among all peoples from one end of the earth to the other, and there you will worship other gods of wood and stone, which neither you nor your fathers have known. You will find no peace among those nations, and there will be no resting place for the sole of your foot. There the Lord will give you a trembling heart, failing eyes, and a despondent spirit." And sees its completion in Deuteronomy 30:1-3, "When all these things happen to you, the blessings and curses I have set before you, and you come to your senses while you are in all the nations where the Lord your God has driven you and your children return to the Lord your God and obey him with all your heart and all your soul by doing everything I am giving you today, then he will restore your fortunes, have compassion on you, and gather you again from all the peoples where the Lord your God has scattered you." Our Lord knew that through his sacrificial death, Zion would ultimately be redeemed. The prophetic scriptures confirm without question that God has appointed a set time to favor Zion. Some have been led astray claiming God is done with Israel, ignoring the impact of the statement that God made to Abraham in Genesis 12:2-3, "I will make you into a great nation, I will bless you, I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, I will curse those who treat you with contempt, and all the peoples on earth will be blessed through you." Those who are so quick to deny Israel God's forgiveness and attempt to appropriate for themselves those blessings reserved for her, besides ignoring the scriptures that say otherwise, Zech 12:10, they are usually quick to tout God's mercy concerning his forgiveness for even the poorest church member, the most grievous backslider, or the most ignorant convert, since, in their personal theology, God will not send any to destruction since all are precious in his sight. Such hypocrisy! When the heathen nations, the kings of the earth, see God's restoration of the nation, and his spirit given to his special possession, many will see the evidence of our sovereign God and bow the knee to worship him with fear and trembling at his great majesty, in both reverence and honor. This dogma is confirmed in Isaiah 19:23-25, "On that day there will be a highway from Egypt to Assyria. Assyria will go to Egypt, Egypt to Assyria, and Egypt will worship with Assyria. On that day Israel will form a triple alliance with Egypt and Assyria, a blessing within the land. The Lord of hosts will bless them, saying, Egypt my people, Assyria my handiwork, and Israel my inheritance are blessed. HCSB. The phrase "He has appeared in his glory" is an obvious reference to the second coming of Jesus when he establishes his throne in Jerusalem. When we consider the prophetic reference, the psalm contains the idea of God manifesting his glory as he restores his people to the promised land and restoring the splendor of Mount Zion. In this place where he had been sincerely worshipped, Jesus will display his true character as a God of glory, truth, power, and goodness.